Bars is back. Sam Ant. Oh God. What's up with?
Attention all my business owners, if you would like to advertise your business right before each video that we do here on Hip Hop News Uncensored, make sure you email us right now, advertise@hiphopun.com, advertise@hiphopun.com, ask about our holiday specials.
Uncensored is the vibe, so subscribe. Hip Hop Uncensored is the vibe, so subscribe. Oh God, driving.
Sex, drugs, rock and roll, sex, drugs, hip hop, sex, drugs, TV, sex, drugs, movies, sex, drugs, basketball, football, baseball, etc.
Mm-hmm.
I heard a lot of that. I heard sex, drugs, and BBD or BBC. But, we had a sexual revolution going on then where girls would walk around college campuses see-through with no pockets and no bra, see everything.
Wow.
We had the sexual revolution where girls would show up at parties to get high, get the drugs, get the whiskey, get the wine, and screw somebody in the off upstairs bedroom, screw several somebodies because it was an adventure. So you see people that purportedly were in that era. And if you were a grown man, young grown man then, and you saw what it looked like, you'd say, wow, that was what they were there for.
Mm-hmm.
So what are they complaining about? Well, I don't like to see women abused. But I mean, nobody's talking about that. They're just talking about remorse from trying to jumpstart something by getting connected. And once they got the connection, they couldn't make it happen. Now, where my show was at KTLA Channel 5. That's where they shot it. Also, Judge Judy and Maybelline Ephraim for Divorce Court. She was shot on the same lot. And it used to be the Warner Brothers studio before it became the TV studio. It's right at Van Ness and Sunset Boulevard. Now, they renovated the offices for my show. We called it the Plantation because it looked like that. So when they tore the sheetrock down, we discovered these steps that went down to some underground passageways. And it was fascinating walking through them because they had diagrams. And the person that had this office where the executive producer occupied for my show, Cecil B. DeMille, who had been the big man for Warner Brothers way back when, they were maps and diagrams so that he could go underground and up some stairs to these bungalows that used to be at the top of the stairs, go in through them so nobody could see them. And they had all of these starlets were there so he could do casting couch stuff. Wow. Nowadays, that's very unpopular to do the casting couch thing, but 50 years ago, 40 years ago, 45 years ago, it was not unusual. Now they still do casting couch, but it's not heterosexual anymore.
Could you explain exactly what the casting couch is for the people who don't know?
Well, that's when you try to jumpstart a questionable career, not with talent, but by
Got you.
Getting casted.
We'll make an exchange for the part,
Right.
Wow.
That I did have a few other questions, in particular to some of our soul queens in the industry. My first one is about Aretha Franklin. I think you probably had to hear about it.
It's going on now about
how they're trying to say the woman are free and people are transgender, people are now offended or whatever the case may be.
Okay.
Seem like they do this to our legends.
The answer to that one, what are you and you, what am I, and everybody else you see, except for very, very few unfortunates who came out of a test tube.
Right. Yeah.
A successful screw.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
And to have a successful screw, you need a man and a woman. So I got born to a natural woman. You got born to a natural woman. You got born to a natural woman, and everybody else did because they don't have machines for that these days. So we're supposed to throw natural women out and get upset with somebody singing it because we've got what amounts to the trans community. It's somewhere around 0.3% of the country's population. So because that little minuscule amount gets upset because they have some problems with themselves, that doesn't mean the rest of us have to get into that. That's their business.
Right.
Get your freak on in your bedroom the way you want to get your freak on, but the rest of us, we don't necessarily go with that flow. We're not riding with you.
Yeah, your bedroom, your business. My next question would be about Whitney Houston. I don't know if you've seen the Lifetime movie. Somebody had it on in my house today. My wife had it on in the house, and I'm listening to it, and I'm like, "What the hell is this?" Like the first 10 minutes was about Bobby Brown, and then the drug use, and then further on, it always seems as though when they highlight Whitney Houston, it's never about the good. We never get to hear about her greatness and how she grew up in any of the good. It's always glamorizing what we all know and being the negative. But what's your thoughts if you've seen the movie from Lifetime? What's your
I'm
thoughts?
not going to see a movie like that.
Yeah.
And the other thing, too, well, I don't think it's exactly accurate to put the blame all on Bobby Brown's shoulder. After all, he was considerably younger than she was.
Mm-hmm.
And some others might have something to say about it.
Mm-hmm.
I had bodyguards in security, and some of them had been involved, and what they had to say was not necessarily what the mainstream media was saying. So everybody has to take responsibility for their own actions. And part of this thing is not just trying to tear her down. That's not what this group is doing. They're trying to show you that it's all right. In other words, if you want to go do this, okay. It's always advantageous when you get attracted into something and then you self-destruct. It means they don't have to worry about you. And getting into that means you don't create mischief by trying to do something effective.
Good. Definitely appreciate you, Judge Joe Brown, on the Hip Hop Uncensored podcast. Once again, drop your businesses, your social media, anything else you want to say right now. The floor is open,
Well,
Judge.
yeah, I'm running for mayor of Memphis, Tennessee.
Yes, sir.
Please visit jjb2023.com. That's Judge Joe Brown in 2023. Just take the initials jjb2023.com and see what we're up to, what our policies are about. We just put this in place. The election is in October this year. You can contribute because $1 for me is $1 for yourself. If you live in Memphis, a vote for me is a vote for yourself. I'm trying to straighten things out. I'm not trying to hide what I'm about. I'm very open when it comes to me. In other words, I don't care whether you like it. It's what you need to hear. It's what I've come to think with a half century of experience in dealing with this, that these are the ways to get solutions. These are the ways that you can find yourself. These are the ways that you can grow. And I'm trying to pass it on. Now, Memphis can become a mecca for this country, and we invite you to immigrate. Be legal now. We don't want any illegals, but if you're legal, come on through. JJB 2023, Shin Brown downtown. Take back your town. It belongs to you. Now, there's another JJB. JJB BBQ. Judge Joe Brown Barbecue. JJBBBQ.com. We are on the shelves in quite a few hundred places out in California, and we're expanding back east and south. And you can go on jjbbbq.com and order yourself some. I would suggest the 3-pack because it's most economical when it comes to shipping. Now, we have spices, the barbecue sauce, and other products, chicken links, spicy and mild, smoked and unsmoked. And they are packed by the only Black-owned USDA certified packing plant in California. And there's a sister that runs that. If you want to take the stuff and you live in LA, go down into the hood on 79th and Western. And there's a place on that corner called D's, as in Delta, Original Takeout Grill. That's Chef Damon. He's an interesting brother, and he does a lot of stuff for celebrities. And he can get you real squared away on beef, pork, duck, chicken, turkey, goat, lamb, you name it. So check it out if you're in Los Angeles. D's Original Takeout Grill on 79th and Western. Now, jjb2023.com and jjbbbq.com.
We appreciate you, Judge Joe Brown. Go check out those links right now. Until next time, sir, always appreciate the wisdom, the wealth of knowledge, and we'll see you next time. Judge Joe Brown on the Hip Hop Uncensored podcast. Salute.
Thanks again, sir.
There you go. My pleasure, young folk. Have a great